Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the flight deck. Several hours later, ignore the elapsed time on there, it's wrong. It's because I adjusted the time mid-flight because I noticed that we went on Zulu time for some reason. Thanks for that flight sim. Anyway, so that's actually lying. We haven't been flying for 2 hours. We've been flying for significantly longer than that, about 6 hours or so, I'd say at this point. Maybe just a tad over. Anyway, top of drop is inbound very, very shortly, so I need to very quickly get all this sorted away. So I'm going to tune into the London City ADIS here, provided by
Lima,
Active
Charlie,
Sky.
Airport information, Foxtrot 0620 Zulu, weather, wind 248 at 9,
248 at 9.
10, sky clear,
So
temperature 17, dew point 1.
We're going to be using ILS 27 on the Jacko 1.
Foxtrot.
What was it?
Echo,
Jacko 1
Golf,
Alpha.
Lima, Charlie. Airport information. Foxtrot 0620 Zulu.
And
weather, wind 2.
If I shut you up for a minute, woman. Thank you. I believe there should be a second transition type thing here. Via. Okay, yeah, so if I look at the London City chart. We need to do RNAV transitions to runway 27, as will be the Lavno 1 Juliet. So if we insert that, that should extend our top of descent point out in front of us a fair bit. It has done exactly right, yeah, I thought it would. Okay, so now I can relax for like a minute or two because we've got another 80 miles to go before the calculated top of descent. Let me bring you the wondrous charts. So here we go. This is the initial star chart for our arrival into London City. Let me just adjust my microphone here. There we go. For our initial arrival into London City, we're going to be on the Jacko 1 Alpha, which starts at Kennet down here. We'll take this all the way around direct to the Westcont NDB, Bombo, Barkway, Brain, Clacton, and then the Jacko, where we want to be at flight level 90, max 210 knots. After that, we'll take one of the RNAV transitions for runway 27, which looks like this. We start from Jacko at flight level 90, and then we go all the way around here in this big old dog leg to Ravsa. Then at this point, you are pretty much almost flying the localizer for the runway all the way in from outside the Thames estuary. It's quite impressive. It's literally what you do. They get you into position out here so that you've got this big, long, straight line to fly all the way down to Lavno, which is where you begin your final approach and you intercept the glide path down into London City. It's kind of cool. You get a great view of London coming in through there, and also it gives you plenty of time to get yourself fully configured for landing at London City. Now, the way I've always done this in the Embraer jets flying into London City is by the time you get to the top of the glide slope, you want to be fully configured for landing. Which by which I mean you need to be at your VREF speed +5, with full flaps down, gear down, all the lights and shit on, your auto brakes armed, your speed brakes armed, and certainly in the E-jets at least, you want to have the spoilers even. I nearly said foilers. What am I doing? You need to have the spoilers fully extended as well, because the 5.5 degree glide path, as I said, means we're kind of falling with style, and we will really struggle to keep our speed under control as we do so if we don't put out as much drag as we possibly can. Now, I don't know, and this is something I'm going to look up in the interim before we fly the final approach. I don't know whether you should deploy the spoilers on the A318. I know you do on the Embraer jets. In fact, the British Airways ones the Cityflyer ones that operate out of London City are specifically modified so that they can deploy their spoilers with the flaps fully down, because normally the Embraer E170 and E190 can't do that. So I will double check that before we fly the approach itself. But yeah, I mean, benefit of the doubt, it's better to have the spoilers out than not, really. At the end of the day, it's better to be at the correct speed, burning a bit more fuel, than too fast and having to go around, in which case you'll burn a lot more fuel. Speaking of fuel, the fuel situation is we have 2.5 tons left with us inbound Kennet and Gavgo right now. So I definitely think adding an extra couple of tons or so of fuel was a really good call. Really good. Now, I haven't done myself any favours because I actually forgot to step climb until quite late in the trip, unfortunately. So that will have cost us a bit of fuel, but even so, I am extremely glad that I actually went ahead and added that extra fuel. There's not much to see down there. You can see a few little lights from the countryside below. That sort of thing. Not much to see, really. Nighttime in P3D is not as impressive as X-Plane at nighttime, I have to be honest. But yeah, what can you do? So yeah, that's the plan, Stan. We'll fly in all the way down there and straight in to runway 27. We will get an absolutely fantastic view, I hope, of London at night time as we go in there. So ordinarily on this flight in the real world it would actually be just breaking dawn, I think, as we were coming into land. But I actually did this flight in real time for me earlier in the afternoon, simply because when you're crossing the Atlantic and there's a chance you might be flying on VATSIM with a controller, which means you have to make position reports. It is much easier to do that if you're flying in actual real world time, so that your position reports and FMC display and everything corresponds to the real world Zulu time, as opposed to, you know, whatever made up Zulu time you happen to be flying on and right then. It also meant that we got to take off during the day at least, so that's nice. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's why it's pretty dark at the minute. So we'll be doing a nighttime landing, which is okay. I haven't done one of those in a while in P3D. So right, I believe that's about it. I just need to get the performance page filled out, I suppose. Okay, let's tune this back in. So I can get this information again. When you're ready.
Echo Golf Lima Charlie Airport information. Golf 0620 Zulu weather wind 248 at 9er visibility 10 sky clear temperature 17 dew point 13 QNH 1019er advise on initial contact. You have information. Golf Echo Golf Lima Charlie Airport information. Golf 0.
Let's switch that back to hectopascals.
Zulu weather wind 248 at
there we go.
9er visibility 10 sky clear temperature 17 dew point 13
17 on the temperature.
1019er
Transition altitude will be 6,000 feet.
Golf Echo Golf Lima
And
Charlie
minimums
Golf 062
for ILS
Zulu weather wind 248
27
at 9er visibility 10
is
sky clear, temperature
540
17
barrow
QNH
for
1019er advise on
ooh,
initial
that's actually
contact.
for an RJ.
Golf
Hmm.
Echo Golf Lima Charlie Airport information.
That's
Golf
interesting.
062
It's got different minimums for different
Zulu
aircraft.
wind 248 at
Let me
9er
shut you up.
visibility 10 sky clear.
So for an Avro RJ GA 3.5%, it's 460. Avro RJ GA 3%, 480. Avro RJ GA 2.5%, 540. And then GA 3.5% is 550, and GA 3% is 570. I believe the GA percentage is how accurate your the glide slope equipment on the aircraft is. Possibly. I'm going to go with 550 feet on this one. Since we are not an Avro RJ, as the chart states on the other lower minimums, so that we won't go with those. This could have done with a bit more research on my part, so never mind. But yes, if I could show you the chart, this is what it looks like. You can see here you got the different minimums, and then these three are for Avro RJs, and then you got these two here. So in an Airbus A318, I believe our equipment is going to be probably as high spec as you can expect. So 550 is probably reasonable. So yeah, that's interesting. That's actually very interesting. Anyway, arrivals from Alkin will be radar vectored to the localizer by Thames radar. Well, it's lucky we're not coming into Alkin because Thames radar is definitely offline this time of night. So Whew, right then, well, that's about it. I will contact you again, viewers, once we're, whoa. Holy low visibility, Batman. There's been a lot of that, actually. I really struggled to get some good cruise footage on the way out of North America because the visibility was shockingly bad, and now it's okay. Now it's gone back to. I don't know what it is with Active Sky 16. I really should check to see if there's been an update or something because that just doesn't seem right. I don't think at flight level 390 the lower visibility down there should mean that we're flying along in sort of a bubble of fog up this high. I could be wrong, of course, but that just doesn't seem right to me somehow. Anyway, never mind. I'll be back with you later, folks. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Sorry, I left you on the bloody chart page again. Whoops. Yeah, no, I think that's it. So, I'll see you in a bit, folks. Toodaloo.
Speedbird 885, descend when ready, flight level 250, and that's to be level of being loaded.
Okay, when ready, descend flight level 250, and that's to be level of being loaded, Speedbird 885. 605, departure 2 minutes.
National 511 hotel route now direct Somba.
It's Somba, Hotel 511 Hotel.
Continental 61 route direct to Lambourne.
Okay, redirect to Lambourne, Continental 61.
Jamrock 841, climb flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360, Shamrock 841.
Speedbird 885, resume your own navigation now direct Lambourne.
Net Lambourne, Speedbird 885. Continental 61, contact ladder 127430.
Okay, 12743, Continental 61.
03 to be on order plane. Beeline 2, Papa Victor, turn left heading 280 degrees.
Left heading 280, beeline 2, Papa Victor.
Continental 61.
Continental 61, go ahead.
Yeah, nobody seems to hear us on 2743.
Roger, stand by.
Level Frogade, get a 1050, level 313, climb 330 to brain.
Stand 1050, direct to red, sir.
Direct to red, flank at 1050.
You're descending 250, 15 miles before Lambourne, be level 39, Mike Romeo. Negative 250, level 55, 55 miles before Lambourne. Okay, now 55 miles before Lambourne, we will be at level 250, Turkish 9, Mike Romeo, starting descent now. Baby 74 Golf, direct to Lambourne. Lambourne, behind you, Victor. Dude 16 Hotel Golf, contact London 135425.
545, David, 16 Hotel Golf.
London Jersey 5 Juliet Bravo, good morning, climbing flight level 240 to Gorlo, expecting San Juan Bravo. Jersey 5 Juliet Bravo, roger, redirect to Ockham. Ockham, Jersey 5 Juliet Bravo.
303, heading at 015, climbing flight of 230.
National 1303, roger. Continue on the heading and climb level 330.
Climb flight 330 on present heading, National 1303.
1303, what's your requested level?
370, National 1303.
Roger. Turkish 9, Mike Romeo, contact London 135425.
5425, bye-bye Turkish 9, Mike Romeo.
Well, boys and girls, we're on the home stretch. So you can see London stretches out before us. London City Airport is just over there. Looks fantastic. And yeah, we're inbound. Approach phase is activated. We are slowing down. We're at green dot speed at the minute, so we're doing 170 knots with the flaps up. 2 range rings here. One is the intercept for the glide at 3,000 feet. The second one is the intercept for the glide at 2,000 feet. We're aiming for the 2,000 feet one, as per the procedure. 3,000 you can do if directed by ATC according to the chart, but we're not directed by ATC, so we'll be intercepting at 2,000. So we're going to be looking for the second range ring, but I put the third in just as a reference, if you like. So yeah, we're getting ready to go. I went ahead and went straight to the source when it came to figuring out how to land this thing. I literally went and watched a video of a real A318 landing at London City, and they do indeed do it. Not with the view screwed up. They, although that looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Look at that. Crikey. They indeed do it with the spoilers out, so that is exactly what we're going to do as well. So I mean, you could literally see it in the video. The spoilers were out. Oh dear, just knocked the microphone boom on. My bad. The spoilers were genuinely out before landing, so, you know, can't argue with that, really. So that's exactly what we plan to do here as well. I'm just waiting until we get a bit closer before I do the final deceleration. In fact, you know what, I'm going to put some speed brake out now. Open descent to 2,000 feet. And you can see Canary Wharf and the O2 Arena already in the distance there. If you look very carefully, I can't zoom in unfortunately when we're in the interior, because as I've said many times before, EasyDock and the Airbus, the Aerosoft one, don't seem to get along very well. But regardless, we are sailing straight into the middle of London right now, but I must admit, I have to cancel that caution because we are going to keep the speed brakes out. I have to admit, the frame rate is not actually that bad, considering famous last words and all, but you know. Anyway, here we go. Right, I'm going to put the flaps down as far as it'll let me. Decel has begun. Seats for landing, everybody. On the speed brakes. Landing gear down. Flaps full. Localizer. Approach. Glide Slope Diamond is going to be incoming very soon. We're on approach speed. Good, good, good. So far, so good. I'm going to grab my track IR. Pop it on for the final approach here. Oh yeah, one other thing I forgot to mention. I had to leave my computer for quite some time during the cruise, and unfortunately I didn't get back in time to fill out one of the position reports from BA Virtual, so as far as BAV is concerned, oh there we go, disabled the track out, and my camera's shifted, yeah that's weird. As far as BAV's concerned, this flight never happened, unfortunately. I don't really mind though, because you know this video is the ultimate kind of log for me when it comes to saving flights for posterity. Oh god, this feels really strange no matter how many times you do it. See, we already feel way too high. We're not even close to the glide slope yet. But you can see the runway down there already. Oh man. This will be interesting. You know what, we don't... I'm spoilers at all. That was, dear me. Alright, we're on the glide slope, we're going down. Yeah, we want the spoilers fully out. That was muscle memory arming the spoilers before landing, but that's exactly what we don't want to do. Okay, there we go. Speed is so far so good. There should be some different FMA callouts and GPWS sounds on this final approach here, if our memory serves. Here we go. I set the missed approach altitude quickly as well, that's 2000 and it's already set anyway, so never mind. Alright. Gear down 3 green, everything else is good except for spoilers, so landing landing with blue. But that's on purpose.
Too high, too high.
Ah, GPWS is going to love this. Sorry, the RAAS even. Okay, autopilot's coming out. SOD connection lost. Well, whatever shall I do?
100 above. Minimum.
That epic stutter just as we try to land.
Unstable.
Tell me more, GPWS, tell me more.
300. 300.
Here comes thud.
100. 70.
60, 50, 40.
Oh, there's the big stutter.
Retard,
Oh, shit.
retard.
Oh boy, that was a rough one. And I've got to be honest with you, it might sound like making excuses, but the fact that my sim completely froze up there right before touchdown is not good. And I also forgot to arm my auto brakes as well, which is not very clever of me, but we'll stop in time regardless, it seems. Right, auto brakes. Reverses back in. Alright, whew. Not the prettiest final 10 seconds of the landing there, but we're alive. Good grief. Let's get off here. And we're off the runway. Runway is vacated. Strobes off. Squawk standby. Flight director, ILS, constraints all off. Oh, ground shot please. We are looking for stand 21 will do. Let's see if we can get GSX all ready to go for us. Okay, 21, thank you very much. We will not require a follow me because I can literally see it from over here, but yep, London City, never boring. That's the second time that's happened to me in P3D though, landing into London City. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, it's the second time that's happened. There must be something about the scenery here which just causes a big sort of texture load or something just as you're trying to touch down. I think it might even be trying to load in Heathrow or something down that way to the west, and it really fucks your landing big time. Because it did that when I flew the Wilco Embraer into here as well. Exact same moment, it just the sim shat bricks. But for now, it looks like we're okay. Oh right, yeah, and it's one of these fun parking spots where we're going to end up driving almost over the baggage car, and then we have to do a U-E and turn around, so this will be an interesting parking job, I imagine. Difficult one to do in the sim at least, without a marshaller properly guiding you in. I don't know if they do it like this or not, but right, and we'll try and bring it around as best we can without smashing into any of the ground equipment. Although it looks like we might be about to hit these stairs. Shit! Oh, no! Come on! Don't stop. Believing. Hold on to that feeling, and rest in peace, stairs. And you know what? That is going to have to do. God knows how accurate we were. Not even close! Wonderful. Is that even going to... There we go. Like nothing ever happened. And he says cut the engines. I haven't had a chance to start the APU, I'm afraid, mate, so you'll have to just bear with me. I'll kill engine number 2 in the meantime. Oh my days, we've made it. Get the dome light on. Ladies and gentlemen, we actually did it. That was pretty cool. Very long flight, although to be honest with you, most of it went by fairly fast because I was off doing other stuff. I mean, that's what you got to do during long haul, really. I mean, here's the thing. I don't regret joining BA Virtual at all, but their policy on position reports drives me nuts. Basically, if you're not familiar, you have to do a position report every hour of the flight. Otherwise, it's terminated and won't be logged with BA Virtual. And it's basically a way of making sure that you're actually, you know, actively flying the aircraft, I suppose, as opposed to just sandbagging and trying to build up hours while you're not at your computer. However, the thing is, on a long flight like the one we just did, pilots in the real world do not sit at the controls all of the time. They don't. There's a streamer on Twitch, Frascaflyer, I think his name is. Do we have the APU? We do. Okay, awesome. Right, engine 1 can come off. There's a guy on Twitch called Frascaflyer. He's a real-world 767 pilot, and he flies long haul. And I asked him once, what do you do during the cruise? And he said, well, actually, I'm only in the flight deck at the control, so to speak, for about a third of the trip, because 1/3 of it I'm sleeping, and another third of it I'm in the crew rest area. So for him, an 8-hour flight is really only, you know, like a 2.5 hour flight, because that's the only amount of time he actually spends sat doing his thing. However, BA Virtual would like you to be sat at your computer for the entire 8 hours, which is, I think, quite unfair. And Frank, to be completely honest, it's unhealthy to be sat at your PC for that long. So the salt is real right now. I know the sodium levels are a little bit high as a result of that messing up and me not being able to log it with BA Virtual. But yeah, I think I have a valid point, if I'm honest. If it was a position report, say every 3 hours or every 4 hours, I think that would be far more reasonable. But that is not the case, unfortunately. So never mind. Let's get all this in. And deboarding, please. And we'll get the doors open. Beacon, goodbye. External power, APU off. Fuel pumps, ADIRS. We're done. We're finally done. Well, folks, it has been a pleasure. There you go. That was Speedbird 1 and technically 2. Our the final sector's finally done. The final video of this little miniature series is finally done. It was good. It was really nice. I have enjoyed flying this aircraft. The Aerosoft A320, A318, 19, whatever series it's a plane I'm kind of really fond of. It's definitely grown on me ever since I first started flying it, and it's kind of the first jet in the sim I ever learned to fly as well. So it's always going to have a soft spot for me. In that regard. So doing this very special trip in this aircraft, I think was honestly pretty damn cool. I enjoyed it a great deal. So I'm glad we did it. It was a good dip of the toes into the realms of long haul. It was not nearly as excruciating or tiring or draining or frustrating as I actually thought it might be. Look at that baggage truck. I don't even know what to say. It was a lot more fun and a lot more rewarding than I think I thought it would be. So that was a great way to sort of get into the world of long haul while still flying an aircraft that I am intimately familiar with and quite comfortable flying. I only wish there could have been a bit more air traffic control on both sort of ends of this flight, but never mind, you can't have it all. So there you go, we're done. Welcome to London City. Local time is just going midnight, actually. You're all being deboarded now, apparently, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I seriously enjoyed making it. It was really good fun. I'll be back soon with new and interesting, wonderful things. Now we've kind of dipped our toes, as I keep saying, into the world of long haul flying, and I've actually enjoyed it quite a bit. I think we're going to move on to bigger and better things. The 777, the PMDG 777, and I think I might have a go with the Flight Factor one in X-Plane too, just to keep things a bit balanced. Plus the Flight Factor did do a 200 ER. Which is a variant that PMDG did not do, so I'm keen to give that a go as well. But the 777 calls, along with the very interesting FS2 Crew add-on for it as well, the PMDG one anyway, which I would definitely like to give a go. There are the 777 obviously is British Airways' sort of premier long-haul aircraft. They have loads of the bloody things, loads of routes to fly them on, a lot of them quite interesting, including a Speedbird 15, which is the one that goes all the way down to Singapore and then onwards to Sydney, which is another titanic multi-part series waiting to happen, really. I'm dead keen on having a go at that, even though it will be monstrous because it's two extremely long flights. But I am still looking forward to it nevertheless. So that's kind of where we're going next. Not to mention the TriStar as well. The TriStar is kind of a fun one because it's part of the BA Virtual Classic schedules. But the TriStar was a cool aircraft because it was used for long haul and also short haul. It did a little bit of everything. It's kind of like the 767 in that regard. So I'll be keen to get on with that. I do have the Captain Sim TriStar, which is really, really good, and I've been meaning to show that off for quite some time because I think it's a very underrated and underused aircraft, to be honest with you, considering how good it actually is, in my opinion. So I'm keen to get on with that. It'll be a bit more challenging, older kind of flying. It uses a SIVA INS inertial navigation system, so none of this fancy GPS glass cockpit display nonsense. So that'll be definitely very interesting, but I'm willing to give it a go. But yes, shape of things to come, I guess. And this was a taste of that, really. I had a taste of this previously, I thought, slightly ridiculous long-haul flying, and I've actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, so I think it might become a regular thing in future. As I've said, I don't know really still how I feel about streaming live long-haul flights, but I might give it a go at some point and see how we get on. If I bore myself to tears, then I won't do it again, and I'll stick just to videos, but we'll see. But that's about it anyway, so I'm really just babbling about random crap at this point, and I should stop doing that. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. I definitely did. And I will see you again soon with another video at my earliest convenience. So have fun, everybody, regardless of what you're flying, where you're flying, and what sim you're using to do it. Do enjoy yourselves, and I will see you again soon. Toodle pip.